welcome back to the Bonsai Movie Crew. It is like 9:30 in the morning. We're recording early because it's 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Happy America Day. Yeah, this is unusual. Instead of having a drink, I'm drinking coffee instead.
I got a Pepsi.
I got ice.
I got coffee. It's good coffee, too.
You want some ice from that coffee?
Ew.
A little Mountain Dew into it?
Do I look like a basic white bitch?
A little bit.
He just needs the boots with the fur.
Yeah, the Uggs or whatever they're called.
Come over here like off the down.
Sit down. Like
New boot goofing.
I just got back from the buckle.
Oh, God.
That's just
Apple
expensive, ain't
bottom
it?
jeans, boots with the fur.
All right. As usual, make sure you check out our. Hold on a minute.
Oh, yeah, you need your
I can't
Cliff
even
Notes.
see my notes, man.
Oh,
We
bunch
were
of
not
stuff in the way.
prepared.
it's
Hold,
too
please.
early,
Your
people.
call is very important to us.
Yep. All right. Make out. Make out. Yeah. Make out. Make out with the person next to you. If it's your sister,
I'm not.
I dare you.
No.
No balls.
No balls.
Or wait, sorry, Eric.
I'm leaving.
I don't.
Karen's like, stay there. Do it. I'll punch you in the face.
You don't have to worry about it. I'll stay over here.
Make sure you check out our TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, our YouTube, our Rumble, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all that good stuff. And make sure you leave us a comment. Comment, man. We got some good comments last week, though.
Ooh.
I'm pretty happy about that. Also, make sure you get on Spotify and rate us, because that would be really cool and pretty awesome of you. Do that for us, please. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that commented last week.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you very much.
Very much appreciated.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting out there a little bit and people are starting to listen and that makes us happy. That makes us very happy.
Makes us feel like we're actually doing something on
And
here.
we'll try to interact with you as much as we can. We love hearing other people's opinions, so.
We do.
All right. I don't have any news this week, so I looked. There was it was dead.
I didn't see any movie.
Yeah,
news.
I'm looking around. I'm like, wow, there's nothing going on right now.
Everything's
So.
all political news. And stuff.
Yeah, it's always
I was like, you don't
political,
see
or
anything.
it's like something to do with like.
Oh,
one of the
Julian
Kardashians.
Sands died. Like they did find his body.
Who?
Julian Sands, the guy who played oh poop. He played the. God, I can't think of it. He was a male witch. It was shit. Hold
A
on, I'm
male
gonna look at,
witch?
you cannot. You don't know Julian Sands?
No, I don't think so. Unless
They've
saw
been
his-
looking for him for like months. They finally found his body.
A male witch.
Yeah, that's like his most famous role, but he's been in other stuff. Warlock. He was in Arachnophobia, Room with a View, Boxing Helena, Rose Red, Leaving Las Vegas. A bunch of stuff.
So where was he?
He went hiking and he went missing, and they couldn't find him, and they finally found his body.
Okay.
That's about the one thing. I forgot about that last week. I was going to mention it.
Maybe he fell over, like had a heart attack while he was walking or something.
I don't know if they released the cause of death, but they did find the body, and they confirmed that it was him, which was really kind of sad to me. I really liked him.
Well, there is some other news. I guess Robert De Niro's grandson died.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he apparently they found him dead. He was only 19.
Oh, that's
So
really
they found
awful.
him. They found him dead. He was like dead in his room or something. They didn't release any reason why or anything.
That's really awful.
Also, Alan Arkin died
Yes, Alan Arkin died.
June 29th.
The dad from Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, he was still alive?
Yeah,
Holy crap, that dude was old.
yeah, he died. Yeah,
Rest in peace.
man, we're just full of like not good news.
See, this is why I was like, I don't have any news, and you guys
Well,
are like,
we have to.
this person died.
But we have to honor them.
I guess.
I mean, we got to talk about it. So there's that.
How about we stop saying died and start saying
They were elevated to a new life
no?
form.
Say they lived until this day.
Yeah, they lived until that day.
They lived until yesterday.
Yeah. So
All right.
Remember their life, not their death.
Julian Sands died what he liked doing, hiking. That's a positive note.
Alan just died of old age, I think.
Old age.
On a positive note, there he probably didn't know because you know.
All right. Well, let's get into blah blah blah. Everybody, what do y'all been watching, man?
What the hell have you been watching?
Not much really. I watched The Machine. I got around to that, and then I watched The Hunt. I watched Daddy's Home 2.
Not a lot, but here's a list.
We Have a Ghost. Tin and Tina, Day Shift. Deep Red was the Joe Bob movie, and Whose Line?
That's a lot, Karen. That's a lot.
It wouldn't have been
I
so
didn't
much
watch
if we'd have done it yesterday, because I watched a lot last night.
Oh, yeah, you
Or
watched a lot, dude.
yesterday and last night.
You're like, we didn't watch that much, and then, but here's 10 things I did watch.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been much, but then we kind of got on a streak yesterday.
Oh. What about you, Eric?
So I watched
And Sunday.
Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
The show?
No, it's a movie.
Oh yeah,
It's like the newest thing.
yeah. They
It's
got
actually got a decent amount of actors in there.
Really?
it does, but the problem is they tried to squeeze 2 games into one fucking movie.
Yeah,
that's
the-
what irritated me
yeah.
about it. They could have had a solid movie if they would have just stuck with the first game.
Yeah, if they would have stuck with the first game
and then come out with like the next,
yeah.
call the next one "Welcome to Raccoon City" and then
Yeah.
have Claire and Leon in it. But
But
whatever,
they-
let's do it this way.
I think the actors did pull off their characters.
Except for Leon.
Yeah, Leon was a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, why'd you make this guy so incompetent? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Everybody else did good. I mean, for Chris, Jill, and all the
Yeah,
other
I like
characters,
them,
I
yeah.
thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
You know, characterizing their characters and shit.
They were setting it up for a sequel too, and they kind of, I don't think that's
I
gonna
think
happen.
the sequel would have been good if, like you said, if they would have actually done it in Raccoon
Yeah.
City.
You cracked me up when you sent me that video of Barry.
Oh, where he just keeps dying.
Because we always talked about how in the first video game, the very first iteration of Resident Evil, before the director's cut was released, if you played it at the very end, like Barry would keep showing back up. So like he died in the tunnel originally, but it was like when they released the game, they forgot that they killed him. So they kept like bringing him back. So like in all these cutscenes, he'd be there. So like he died in the tunnel, and then he'd be like running next to you in a scene. And then like he'd be back again and back again and back again. And then like in the last scene with the helicopter when you were leaving, he'd clap his hand on your shoulder like, "We made it, buddy." And you're like, "No, you didn't.
You're a figment of my
You died
imagination.
5
You
fucking times.
died like 100 times."
You're not here, really. I'm just,
then in-
I'm just tripping balls, apparently.
In one of the movies, they actually referenced that
Yeah.
that was a thing
Oh,
that they fucked up that in that movie
I can't remember
or in
which
that
one
game.
it is. It's fuck, it had Leon in it, Barry in it. Shit.
Yeah, I don't remember, but he
It's like
sent
Jap-
me he sent me the clip of it. Barry dies like 17 times in this scene
Well,
of the movie.
he gets shot, and he's like shot. Got hit by like one of them big like light or what the hell it was, liquors. I called them liquors.
Oh yeah,
Got
yeah.
hit by one of the big ass liquors, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's dead." And then he sits up. He starts shooting at all these other guys. He starts getting shot all to death, the hell and back. And you see him. He sits back up, starts shooting him again. He gets shot again. Then he's like, pops a cigar in his mouth, and he's just laying there. He's breathing. He's like, "Dude, just die."
Yeah.
So I watched that one, and then I watched Whose Line Is It Anyways, and then I watched Team America.
Team America. Fuck
Fuck
yeah. That's a good 4th of July. That's like a good America.
Yeah. America.
Fuck yeah.
Kick the motherfucking ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
America. Sorry. All I watched this week was The Machine. So
Did you like it?
I did. I enjoyed
did
it.
too.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. Like
I haven't got a chance to watch
Bert
it.
was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah, it was funny, but it was so predictable.
Oh yeah, extremely.
But it was like,
No, I don't know. Like the part at the end with the girl and the dad and everything, I didn't call that. I was like, I mean, I kind of called it, but I was like, but then it happened, and I was like, oh, You know, I didn't want to give anything away. If
Yeah, I don't want to
it,
give
but-
anything away, but I felt like it was a very predictable story plot, but like it was, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense.
Not in a bad way,
It wasn't
no.
like, it
It was
wasn't
very
like,
different. Everybody's like, it's just another comedy action movie.
Well, I
no,
wasn't-
I mean, it was pretty. I thought it was
I
fairly
wasn't
original.
bored.
No.
I was just like, okay, I know what's gonna happen next, and I know what's gonna happen next,
Yeah.
and then,
And Burt does a really great job. Like, if you like his
Yeah,
stand up,
yeah,
like, you're gonna love this movie because
you're gonna like it because of him.
yeah,
It was
like,
good.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all I watched. I didn't watch anything. I just watched that movie and that was it. And obviously the movie for this. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this goddamn movie.
Okay.
Let's talk about the movie.
All right. Do you want to give a plot synopsis?
I can.
I don't know. I didn't print it out this week. So,
Okay, so 2006 Slither. A small town is taken over by an alien plague, turning residents into zombies and all forms of mutant monsters. It's 1 hour and 35 minutes, starring Nathan Fillion as Bill Party, Elizabeth Banks as Starla Grant, Michael Rooker as Grant, and written directed by James Gunn.
it's funny because on the fandom page, whenever it says Michael Rooker, it says Grant.
So his middle name's Grant too?
Well, no, like that's his
Oh.
nickname is just Grant. I'm like, no, that's just his name.
Yeah, that's just his name.
It says Grant. Like,
like
you know
when
how
the-
somebody would say like if his name was like Eric's name was Moxie, like it'd be like Eric Moxie.
Yeah, like we all
Douglas,
called him
you know what I mean?
Moxie, but his
Yeah.
first name was actually
Yeah,
Eric.
exactly.
Durwood.
That's a weird nickname. I don't know how I came up with that one. Sorry, Moxie.
I got a lot of moxie.
It's because he's so pretty all the time.
Yeah, you are a handsome devil. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Me and my hair.
Your long hair.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Do you need me to read any of it this week?
You want half? You want to do half?
I can do half. It's not really half, though.
Yeah, it's a little less than half.
Yeah.
I'll take the last sentence.
There is like one standalone sentence. All right. So anyway, we're gonna get into the movie here. Actually, you guys, would you recommend it or would you rewatch? Sorry, it's early.
Yeah.
Let me get a sip of that.
We'll get
Sip of
there.
that juice.
See, that's why you should have got a large.
That's why I should have had a straw.
Something for the ASMR.
This is only my second time watching this movie.
Oh, I've seen this movie a bunch.
This
I
is my
will-
first.
It's only my
It's
second
your
time.
first? Really?
I've never watched any of the Slither movies.
I've never
only-
seen
there's
the
only one,
other
man.
one.
Well, I thought there was two. I thought there was a
There's
old
a
50s.
there's a one that was made in like the 40s, 50s.
It's not the same.
But it's not
premise,
the
is it?
same. No, it's not the same movie. It's not. This is not a remake or anything.
See, I rented this off I rented it off Amazon.
I
so.
own it.
I thought I did, and I didn't.
I had to
I was like,
borrow it.
well, maybe I'll go to Walmart and I'll have it. That's a long shot.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They didn't have it.
Yeah, they didn't have it.
I should have
Don't
just
have it.
ordered it.
Don't
and
have
bought it.
FYE or anything
Yeah.
like that anymore. So
It's out of print, I think. Now. I don't remember when
That's-
we bought it.
that's
I think
why-
we
that's
bought
why I
it when it
borrowed it
was
from you.
released on Blu-ray.
I'm sure you can find it on Amazon though to buy.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
might be a little bit. Pricey.
Anyway, would you guys rewatch?
I would, yeah. I liked it the first time. I remember liking it the first time I watched it, and then watching it again. I still liked it, yeah. I'd tell people to watch it.
I might rewatch it again. It'd be something I'd have to like kind of make myself to, because I think I'd need to give it another shot. But
I think for me, this movie holds a very special place in my heart. Like, I've always loved James Gunn's movies. Like he did
Yeah.
Super. This is like the first movie of his that I watched. But he did Super, and he did. He's done a few good movies. Like he did the Suicide Squad movie,
yeah,
the new one, and then he made all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and stuff. But like this is like pre-Marvel James Gunn,
Mhm.
and this is where like he really shines. Like if you've ever seen Super, you see his directing style and
I think that this
his grotesque
shows,
humor.
I think that this shows him as a fan of movies.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like it shows.
Yeah, there's all kinds of Easter eggs.
It shows all
throughout this
kinds of
movie.
Easter eggs and nods to different
Yeah.
horror movies and things like that. And I think that's a very endearing thing to show, is to show directors.
Yeah, this is
and
definitely
things.
a fan movie.
Yeah.
But also, I love Nathan Fillion.
Yes.
I love
Elizabeth
Banks.
Banks. Oh God, I love her.
And dude, and this movie is so quotable.
Mhm.
There's so many lines in this movie, like bitch is hardcore. Like, you know, like
And
there's
Michael
so many
Rooker,
good movies.
He's usually such an intense actor, and to see him play, like, not that he was really not intense in this movie, but to see him play a role,
he was having fun.
Yeah, to see
I know
him play
he had
a role
a lot
like
of
this.
like. I know that the makeup and stuff really took a lot of time, but James Gunn said he was a fucking trooper.
Yeah, and the thing that really kills me is, like, this is the second or the next time that he played a bad guy was this, after Henry. So to play such an intense role as Henry, and then the next time he plays a bad guy is in this, kind of blows my mind a little bit.
I love Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
The grenade scene had me cracking the fuck up.
The what?
The grenade scene.
Oh, where he dropped it?
Where he's like,
yes, we can.
And then,
fuck. Oh, shit. Yeah. It was the one weapon he thought he had, and he's like, it goes into the pool.
He's like, yeah. Oh, shit.
yeah, shit.
Yeah.
That grenade took a minute to blow
Yeah,
up.
it did.
All right.
When he dropped it the second time, I'm like, you're screwed.
Get
Yeah.
15
Into the
seconds.
water, and he's like, like he was just kind of like dumbfounded by it.
His reactions to everything were amazing.
That's why I love Nathan. This movie, I don't know if you guys have ever seen what they call PG porn.
Oh,
And
yeah.
James Gunn did all those.
Yeah.
So, like, he had, like, actual porn stars with, like, real actors in there, and they would do, like, this parody of a porn or something. And,
the ones with Nathan Fillion were hilarious.
yeah, where he's a construction worker, and, like, the girl comes in, like, yeah, my husband's away. And she, like, gets down on her knees, and he's got the nail gun. He's like, and he actually puts a nail in her head, like, and he, like,
fuck.
cleans it off, puts it in her hand, and walks away, like, doo-doo-doo. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking hilarious, dude. And then he did another one with, where James Gunn himself actually starred in it, where he was a mechanic, and the girl pulls her car into the garage, and she's like, so are you gonna what do you say? Are you gonna
check the dipstick?
Check the dipstick or something like? And he's like, yeah, I'm checking it. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? They're like, and he's like, man, I'd like to. I'm gonna get all up. Or what do you say? I just want to pet that pussy. And he's like, and she's like, oh, and he's like, what are you talking about? What is wrong with you? I'm talking about the kittens in your back seat. It's fucking. If you haven't seen the PG porn stuff, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it's really good stuff. There's another one with the dude who played Lex Luthor from from Smallville, and he plays Charlie Brown. It's a Charlie Brown porn parody, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. He just, like, by the end of it, like, you think that all the Charlie Brown characters are gonna get it on, and then he ends up murdering all the Charlie Brown characters.
You should watch the. Excuse me. You should watch the if you ever get a chance, the DVD commentary between James Gunn and Nathan Fillion for this movie, because there's, like, one where they're talking about how they filmed this in Canada or whatever, and Nathan Fillion is from Canada, and James Gunn was talking about when you film in Canada, you have to have certain, like, Canadian actors or whatever to fill roles to film in Canada or whatever, to get the rights to or whatever, and Nathan Fillion's kind of sitting there, you know, and he's like, are you trying to infer something? You know, like, he gave him the job because he was a Canadian or whatever.
Canadian.
You know, and he's like, no, you got the job organically or whatever. And he's like, organically? You know, he keeps giving James Gunn, like, the whole time.
I love Nathan Fillion. He's such a playful dude.
It's funny. Anyway,
from here, we're going to get into the movie, and there are going to be heavy spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, you can rent it on Amazon, which is where I rented it, or you can buy it, I guess, or whatever. There's really nowhere you can stream it right now, so. Anyway, a meteorite housing a malevolent sentient, I don't know why I didn't understand that word. Sentient extraterrestrial parasite crashes into the town of Wheelsy.
I thought it was
South
a weird
Carolina.
name for a
It is a
town.
weird name. Wheelsy. Wheelsy, South Carolina. While frolicking in the woods with Brenda, local car dealer Grant Grant, I didn't know he was a car dealer.
No, I didn't either. It never said what he did.
No, they never said what he did. I didn't
They
know
just said he was rich.
Yeah, he just said he had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Local car dealer Grant finds the parasite.
His name cracks me up every time.
Fucking Grant.
Who would name their kid the same
yeah.
name as their last name? You know what? I really like our last name. Let's name him Grant.
Let's name him Grant. Is infected and infected by it. The parasite takes over his body and absorbs the consciousness and memories, or absorbs his consciousness and memories. With the alien now in control of his body, Grant begins to... I love how they have it in, like, single quots. Grant. Like, it's his name!
It's his name!
Begins to slowly...
It's not short for anything.
Yeah, it's not
like
short for anything.
Granthew or something
like Grantholomew.
Grantholomew.
Begins to slowly change into a tentacle slug-like monster.
Bartholomew.
That should have been his middle name, Grantholomew.
So... The beginning, whenever he picks up what's her face at the school.
Oh yeah,
Starla picks up Starla, and like there's oh yeah, you know that was James Gunn there, right?
Oh, the teacher,
the teacher she was talking to, that was James Gunn, the director. But like whenever they're standing across the street, and the female police officer is like helping the kid or whatever, and he says something about her genie. Or Ginny, or her Giny, sorry.
Yeah.
Something about her Giny. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Giny? Like,
he said vagina, but the kid only heard gina.
Or, well, he said your vagina or something like that. Yeah. And he's like, what's a Giny? And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's a, what do you say? It's like a state or something like that, or a town
in somewhere. I can't remember where.
Yeah, he's like, it's a town. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Okay.
He's like, your mom's over there, go! These were pretty rude people for small town folk.
Fuck yeah. Like, alright, so in the bar, so like I said, this is a very quotable movie. And that girl walks up to him and she's like, hey, Grant. And he's like, oh, hey, girl. You know, being all stupid and shit. He's like, yeah, I'm so-and-so's little sister. She's like, I always had a crush on you. He's like, girl, you couldn't been more 10 or 11. She's like, I was still game. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
You fucking hick. Like they make these like, okay, so I know it's like, what is it, South Carolina?
I think it was South Carolina.
South Carolina. I'm like, I know you guys are Southern, but you're not that Southern. Like, you're in South Carolina. Like, you get me West Virginia or Virginia. I know that's South, more South, but... Like, Virginia, that's hick to me. You know what I mean? Like, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just, they were just such rude people for being, like, small town people. Like, it didn't make much sense to me because it's like, I don't know, you go to a place like that, you don't expect people to be, like, such jerks to each other, I guess.
Yeah, they are really, especially the mayor.
Yeah. Oh, God, like, the mayor was my favorite, though.
He was like, get the fuck out of the way, asshole. And then
hi, mayor.
Hi, mayor. Like, hey.
Can't win them all.
Or no, is that what he said? Or
he's like, you can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
My favorite line, though, was when he was in the car.
Or no, he says, easy come, easy go.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. My favorite line was when he's in the car. And he's,
with the Mr. Pibb?
No, yeah, the Mr. Pibb scene, but he was like,
Mr. Pibb's the only Coke I like.
Yeah, but if I weren't about to shit my pants, that'd be fucking fascinating.
He does have some good lines in the movie.
He does.
All right. Many pets soon disappear, but Grant is not suspected. However, his wife Starla begins to question his health. He explains the initial changes in his appearance as an allergic reaction to a bee sting.
Run, bitch, run. That ain't no bee sting.
Oh, shit.
He explains the initial... saying that a doctor has already given him something for it. But Starla soon learns that this is a lie. Starla contacts the police chief, Bill Party, her childhood crush. I wouldn't say it was her childhood. It was more like his childhood crush.
No, they both had it in for each other.
Yeah, maybe. They don't really state it that way, though. Like,
yeah,
she's
but
very much...
she showed up at his house, wanting him to be her bodyguard. There's
there's
a lot of like little...
There's a past there, but they don't ever state that. They more or less put it in the mindset that she was his childhood crush.
I think she had it for him too.
Maybe, but they don't really...
Yeah, I guess they don't state
They don't
it,
really
but
go
I think
that
it's
way
inferred.
with it. maybe a little bit because like obviously most of her attention is on Grant. So like throughout the entire
I
movie.
think she had the childhood crush on him first, and then as she got older, he started getting a crush for her.
Okay, you picked up a lot more than we did from that. So
Well, in that scene where she's talking about how she snuck over to his house to say I'm running town. Well, he was the older one, and he's the one that called her dad to go pick her up from the bus station. I think then she had the crush.
Yeah,
on him.
I picked it up from that scene too. Like it was more like the way she was describing it and talking. I got that she had a thing for him too there. Like just the way that
beginning.
she was describing it and talking to him.
maybe. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, Starla contacts the police chief, Bill Party, her childhood crush, who attempts to reassure her and comfort her while not acting on his feelings. Honestly, I think that the only thing about this movie that really dings it for me is that little crush, that whole thing between the two of them. Like, it doesn't bother me that much, but it's just probably one of my biggest issues with the movie is that. Because I'm like, it's not necessary. I mean, I get why it is necessary, but in my mind, I'm like, you could have went a different route, I guess.
I think that it adds a level to it without being a hindrance because they don't actually act on it, but
Right.
it adds a level of his protection for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think it doesn't bother me at all because it doesn't
It somewhat
take away
helps.
from the movie because they don't act on it, but it adds to the movie.
Right.
In my opinion, that's just me.
Adds more to the drama.
Yeah. Or
It's
gives
so
him
weird.
a better reason.
It's so
It
weird
gives him- it
seeing
gives him
Elizabeth
more-
Banks as the hottest chick in the movie. Like, everybody's looking at her like, oh my God. Like,
She is pretty.
she
though.
is very
She's
pretty, but I'm thinking, like, that's the best you have in town? Like, I mean, I get that she's very pretty and stuff, but, like, she ain't got no junk in the trunk, you know what I mean? She's,
Yeah,
you know,
she's
she's very, you know.
She's not very curvy.
No, so I'm like, man, you guys got, like, some, like, weird
I think Elizabeth
standards.
Banks is beautiful. Just
Oh, for sure.
for
She's a gorgeous woman.
well, it's
I'm
also
just-
her whole personality. Like,
Yeah. I think
love
she seems like a really great person.
her.
All right, so Grant impregnates the lonely and neglected Brenda with hundreds of his offspring. That is so weird.
She
That-
got what she wanted.
And I love that she come out with like he went over there to her house and she comes out. She's like, I got cheese and crackers. I'm like, what the? Ooh, cheese and crackers.
Yeah, she's
Gonna win me over with that.
she's the epitome of like trash.
Oh yeah, she's like trailer park trash, pretty much. He hides her in an isolated barn where he feeds her raw meat and dead animals. Mad with abnormal hunger, she becomes massively obese to the point of inflating into a gargantuan sphere of flesh, and baby alien slugs grow inside her. Wow, that is very descriptive. Gargantuan sphere of flesh as baby alien slugs grow inside her. Okay,
That's pretty much what happened.
yeah, that's what happens. Like if
Yeah.
they couldn't put it any other way, that's
Mm-mm.
exactly what she was. I don't even know how the fuck that. I don't think skin can even stretch that far, but
No.
And
It
it
got
starts
to
to
its
like
breaking
break
point.
apart, and it was like
yeah, like the seam started. I was
Oh.
like, yeah. This movie does a very good job of
There
being
was no
gross.
bones in the body or no organs. It
No.
was just straight skin with slugs inside.
Yeah.
Of it. That was it.
Like I even wrote this down. Like they do. Like it is so gross in some scenes. Like
Mhm.
like Grant's body, the slime, even the fucking little alien pod at the very beginning that shoots that barb into him. I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so slimy and gross.
Just
Mhm.
imagine slimy fucking silly putty.
Yeah,
Slimy silly putty.
Oh yeah.
that's
Ugh.
exactly what it looks like. There's a lot of grossness, and like, man, a lot of grossness in this movie, but I love it.
Mm-mm.
I like things that can make me squirm.
True.
Okay, hold on. Let me find my
Just
spot.
let them
Okay, so
alone.
Bill leads a small group of officers on a hunt for Grant. They find Brenda, who begs them to feed her as she is still hungry. Her body starts rumbling and completely explodes, releasing hundreds of alien slugs. Dude. Okay, so I'm not gonna ding this movie too hard for its CGI, but some of it's a little bit like
That scene's the worst offender for me.
not just that scene, but also the end scene. I think.
Yeah, but I think that scene's worse than the end scene, in my opinion. Like that because there's so many slugs that are happening, and like the way that
You can really tell the CGI.
that scene.
Yeah,
in
that was the
particular-
thing. Yeah, I get that because like it's the one thing. Like you'd think them little slugs would be like the easiest thing to CG, right?
Mhm.
Because they're all the same. You know what I mean?
When there's one slug, it's not so bad. When there was like hundreds of them
Yeah,
happening there,
yeah.
it was really bad. And then the worst scene in that scene is where him and Starla are laying down and he covers her mouth and they're laying there and then like they get covered up with them. That was poor.
I think the reason why that was so poor was because
It reminded me of
it,
Blade.
there was like definitely a disconnect between them and the slugs.
Yeah.
Like you would expect their clothes to be moving, then be all slimy or something once they were done crawling all over them. No, they weren't. And I think that was kind of like they could have done a little more with that. You know
I think
what mean?
you hit the nail on the head when you said there was a disconnect because it was like the slugs were in one place and they were in another.
Yeah.
Like you didn't
It
believe
didn't
that they
look-
were
yeah.
actually crawling on
Exactly.
them.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
And I think that was a big deal for me. I'm sure like a CG, like an FX artist would probably have a heyday with this movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you know.
And I think James Gunn even said that was his worst, or that he thought that was the worst scene too, in the
The
DVD
slugs.
commentary I saw.
He probably,
Back
I'm
in the
sure,
day, I'm pretty
especially
sure.
after all these years and like, because this movie came out in 06.
Mm-hmm.
Like even then, CG was still. It was still. I mean, it was in its infancy a little bit, but it was still good. It was getting to that point where it was
Mhm.
good. Like you had movies. I mean, if Jurassic Park could do it back in the '90s and do it better than this, that you got a problem here.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
Jurassic Park was a lot of animatronic. Though.
It was, yeah, I know,
was.
I
know.
There was a lot of practical effects in Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
But I don't know. I'm not gonna ding the movie too hard on
No,
merit. So.
No, I think
because
it's more. It's more plot
a lot of the
heavy.
practical stuff.
I think
looked
it's
good.
more plot heavy.
Yeah. Well,
It's more entertaining, more for entertaining value than CG.
yeah.
I
That
mean-
now, in this movie, I'm gonna say like the practical effects really make up for it. Like Grant's
Absolutely.
makeup and
Oh,
everything, it looks
yeah.
so good. So, but anyway, where was I? Her body starts to rumble, completely explodes, and releases. Okay, most of Bill's group are infected by slugs and become Grant's puppets, speaking as if they were Grant and obsessed with bringing Starla home and holding her to her wedding vows. Okay, so this is the part. Yeah, so the part where they get in the car and he calls the girl on the radio, and okay, so yeah, okay, so the part in the car where he's calling the lady the back at the station, and she's like,
Pam.
yeah, and yeah,
Pam.
yeah, it's funny because I've never really seen her in anything like this before, like to play this kind of like ditzy role, you know what I
She
mean?
was married to James Gunn.
She was?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
The guy, there was supposed to be. So I don't think I put this in trivia because I don't know. People get weird about this kind of thing. They think that she got the role because she was married to James Gunn, but that's not necessarily true. There was another person that was supposed to have the role, and the role was way different. It was actually supposed to be a cop, and it was supposed to be a guy. The person that had the role backed out at the last minute, and he knew that she always wanted to be a zombie, and she always wanted to, play this kind of role or whatever. So at the last minute, he was like, "Hey, happy birthday," because it was her birthday. Do you want this role? And you can do this. And she's like, "Cool, yeah, I want to do it." And so he made it a receptionist because she had just gotten the role in The Office, and gave it to her. So that's kind of how that went down, because she was married to him at the time, so everybody kind of thought that it was because she was married to him, but it's not exactly why she got the role.
Okay. Well, we all know her as Pam from The Office.
Yeah.
So that, and she was also in Blades of Glory.
Yeah, yeah,
So is that what it's called? Blades of Glory?
yeah. Blades of
She's
Glory.
a good actress. I mean,
No, I think she's funny. and
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
She seems cool.
Yeah.
Oh, where was I? Oh, okay. Everyone in town quickly eat. I forgot to say, this is the part where like she hits the one person with he hits the one person with a car, and then she sticks that fucking steak in him,
Yeah.
and he's like, hard, bitch is hardcore. And then he gets into it with him about the Mr. Pibb's the only Coke I like. Like, God damn, dude.
Which is the most southern line in this whole movie. It's the only Coke I like.
Going back to the part where Grant's attacking her in the house after he starts really turning, and like what's his name comes in, and him and the other deputies come in, they're getting ready to shoot, and he's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
That part.
Oh yeah, the part where he's like, oh my God, Nathan Fillion probably has all the best lines in this movie.
Well, it's the way he plays this hero, and it is in trivia. The way he described how he played this hero is spot on. I cannot wait to read that for you because it's spot on. It's exactly how when I watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was
fuck
that?
was that?
I mean, how else would you like?
That's the thing is like he says all the lines that you're like, that's exactly what you're thinking in your
okay.
head. Like, what the fuck was that?
Most of the time when you see a hero in movies, right, they've always got the right thing to say, right? Like, oh, we've got to do this and we've got to do that, and they've always got a plan, and they've always got,
He has no plan.
he has no plan. He has, he's just like, what the fuck?
He's just going with the flow of it.
Yeah, like, what was the part where like when he saves the girl from the deer, or when she saves him from the deer, and he's like, when we tell this story, I'm gonna tell it the other way, and she's like, well, if we survive, and then at the very end, that's what he's like, you want to tell her about how I saved you from that deer, and
then she's like, oh yeah,
he saved me from a
deer.
Like,
or the part where he's like, what the fuck part was it? He says everything. She's like, hey, be careful. He's like, yeah, there's a thought. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Or like when they're talking about something, and she's like, well, you're being awful negative. He's like, it's been that kind of day.
Yeah.
That reminds me, one of my favorite things about Feast was how it turned that kind of stuff on its head.
People don't appreciate Feast.
I was gonna say we need to add that to the box.
Yeah, that's a good fucking movie, and a lot of people don't appreciate that.
I love that
movie.
fucking movie.
That movie turns a lot of your old your tropes. It's almost, I would say, Wes Cravian in that way. Like they turn those tropes on their head, and that's what I appreciate about a good movie.
Because that
I wouldn't say we're gonna watch all of them. We'll watch the first one. I'm not gonna.
We're just gonna watch the first.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch the other two, because they get kind of shitty.
But that was easily like my favorite part in Feast was when and that's kind of what I love about Nathan Fillion's character, is like in Feast, he's like, I'm the guy that's gonna save your ass, and then he gets pulled out the window and fucking dies.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
the guy that's gonna save your ass, and then he gets his head bit off.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone in town quickly eaten or absorbed into Grant's hive mind, except Starla, Bill, Mayor Jack McCready, I think.
It's McCready. It's McCready. Yeah.
And a teenage girl, Kylie, who escaped a partial bonding in which she saw the slug's memories, which I thought was kind of a cool scene.
I really liked how they kind of turned that trope on its head with the teenage girl.
Yeah.
Like, she's supposed to be this teenage girl, kind of annoying. You see it at the dinner table where she's kind of like,
You're like, yeah, she's going to die.
Yeah, she's going to die. You're like, oh, when they say you need to stay in the house tonight, you're like, nah, she's not going to stay in the house. She's going to get killed.
Yeah.
And then, no, she survives. Like, she's the only one that survives.
Mm-hmm. You notice that whole scene there was like a Freddy Krueger thing, right?
Yeah, it's in trivia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she absorbs all Slug's memories. It moves from planet to planet, eating or absorbing all life, and it finds there. The parasite's consciousness, however, is influenced by the real Grant's memories and his love for his wife, Starla.
So I don't see that as love. I see that as like...
It's like muscle memory, kind of. Yeah, so it acts on how Grant feels.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes with it. I see what he was trying to do here, like, with like, okay, so we're going to do it this, like, it's going to take over Grant, but it's still going to act on Grant's feelings.
Well, Grant's gone. That's something I didn't know, but I found it out. Grant's gone. Grant died.
So like it's more like it's just
the moment that thing entered him, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
James Gunn said that in one of the DVD commentaries or whatever, and I think I put it in trivia, and if I didn't, I'm just going to say it now. But Grant died the moment that thing entered him, but it did retain all of his
I
memories.
love how you keep
all
saying
of-
entered him.
Yeah, but it died. He died as soon as that happened, and then like
It entered Grant.
yeah, as soon as that happened, he died, and then like it got all of his memories and everything, but it retained all of that stuff. So yeah, meanwhile, it doesn't understand like love or whatever, but it does understand loneliness.
Well, what I'm
So
saying is
it's-
like I don't think Grant was in love with. I think she was more of a property to him than love.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not love.
It was like a pretty object that he owned.
You know,
Yeah.
I think I did put it. Yep, I did put it in there, so it explains it much better than I can. So I can just wait till we get there. All right, the survivors try to escape detection and kill Grant. The townspeople attack their vehicle, capturing Starla and Jack. Bill and Kylie track Starla to her home and find that the infected are melding into one giant creature, which is a Society reference. If anybody's ever seen Society, that's one fucked up weird movie.
Society.
Yeah, it's about rich people who like prey on poor people, and it was made in the late 70s, early 80s, I want to say. And so like at the end of the movie, it's basically like this sexual thing where they all turn into one giant thing with like, and they like eat the poor people, and they turn into this giant creature thing like that, and they mold together. That's what that was. It was like a
Society reference.
Society reference. It's
I've never
fucking-
seen it. I have to check that
it's
out.
fucking weird, dude.
Is it?
Well, I watched it on Amazon, so it might still be on there.
Is it like? What do you mean? Kind of like? Is it like Eyes Wide Shut weird, or is it just like
No, Eyes Wide Shut is tame.
compared to that? Really?
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude. Like,
Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut? Either of you?
Yeah, yeah,
That movie is weird.
it is weird.
It's like Stanley Kubrick's last movie, but I was like,
Yeah,
it's a fucking weird movie.
I'd say Society's weirder.
Like Texas Chainsaw, like the dinner scene, kind of weird.
No,
No.
This is like
Like psychological weird, sort of like social disorder weird.
social disorder, but on a whole nother level, because these people are like, I don't know,
Creepy.
Yeah, like they even like they adopt this one kid who was like a poor kid, and they adopt him. And I don't remember the whole level of that because I literally, when it was over, I was like,
The fuck just happened?
deleted.
Is it like, okay, so is it like Clockwork Orange weird? Or, I mean, like in the sense that like there's really there's no
I don't think there's a
protagonist,
comparison.
or-
I don't think there's really a comparison. It's just weird. It's like,
I mean, is there like a protagonist?
yeah, it's the rich. The rich people are like against poor people, like in every sense.
No,
of
I'm
the
saying
word.
like, is there like a main person?
yeah, the
protagonist?
kid that they adopted.
Okay, so
He's like the good guy. He's like he figures out what's well. He
I
kinda,
gotcha.
he
I didn't
under-
know if it followed
he
one character.
Yeah, he
or-
understands that something is wrong, and as I remember, I think he either stops it or he gets away. I don't remember quite what. I just remember the end scene because I was like, "The fuck is going on?"
It got real weird at the end.
It got real fucking. It got
Yeah.
like so weird that it was like, I don't want to.
Yeah,
I
you-
want to delete this from my
You're
memory.
right, like one of those things where like, oh,
yeah.
I regret watching this now because I'm like, it's never gonna leave my brain.
Yeah, so like at that, like when
You
we
had to watch
when we were
something else,
watching,
get that off your head.
I watched Society after I watched this the first time. So I watched this, and then like I watched Society, and I never thought about the fact that this was, because I only
It's
saw
like
this
that
once.
human assimilation.
Yeah,
like,
and then I watched this
Blah.
again. I watched this
dude,
again
it is
this
so
time.
fucking creepy. Like it gave me like the Thing vibes, but in this case, like whenever that fat dude like gets down and like starts melding into the other bodies, I'm like,
moaning as he's going.
yeah,
That's
like,
why it was a Society reference because it's like sexual, like all these old like rich people are like melding together, and it's like
a lot of moaning and grunting.
yeah, and you're like.
Huh?
I know.
It's very weird.
Yeah, so like when I was watching it this time, I thought of Society, and it is a nod. I was like, oh, I wish I never saw that movie.
That is weird. Like I saw that scene in this movie. I'm like, there's some gross shit in this movie, but I think for that's the most disturbing part.
It's
Yeah.
from another movie, so he
Yeah.
didn't come up with that. Thank God. Like I wouldn't want to be the one to come up. with
I've
that.
seen it
That's-
before in
it's
other
fucking weird.
movies. Like I said, it's a like if you've seen The Thing or The Second Thing, or if you've seen Color Out of Space.
Oh
That's
yeah,
another good
yeah.
reference there,
That's a
where
good
they
point,
like
yeah.
the
Yeah, they had the melding
boy
and all
the
that,
girl, the lady.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I wouldn't say don't watch Society because it is kind of a classic. People point it out as like sort of social commentary kind of movie, and I can see that. It's just weird. It's just a weird movie. Anyway, so where was I? And melding into one giant creature, they must risk their lives to stop the infestation from spreading any further. Jack awakens in the house's basement where several of the infected are eating. He tries to escape, but becomes infected as well. Starla charms the monster by calling him Grant and telling him that they can be together, but as they get close to each other, she pulls a mirror from her underwear and stabs him in the chest with the pointed handle.
It was actually a hairbrush.
I thought it was his neck. I thought she stabbed him in the neck.
I mean,
what
what do you consider his neck?
I mean, everything is. I mean, he's got a face. That's about the only thing that you can really.
Yeah, and it wasn't a mirror. It was a hairbrush.
Yeah, it was a hairbrush.
Very pointy hairbrush.
It was a very pointy
I was just
hairbrush.
reading it as.
I know.
He slaps her with a tentacle and knocks her across the room. Bill arrives. Jack begs to be killed, and Bill shoots him in the head. He tries to kill the monster with a grenade, but another tentacle knocks the grenade into the pool where it detonates. Well, that really simplified that scene. That scene was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
It knocks
shit.
Because I think she knocks it out of his hand on accident the first time, doesn't she?
No, he smacks it out. Like his tentacle smacks it out of his hand.
Okay,
and then he because he done pulled the pin. He's like, shit.
Yeah, and then he gets it. It was like on the couch or something. He gets it, and then it gets knocked out of his hand again, and then lands in the pool, and he just stares.
No, it doesn't get knocked out.
Like,
he's got it in his hand again, and then he smacks him through the window, and he loses.
Oh, he drops it. Okay,
falls into the pool.
Yep, and then he's just sad looking at the pool.
Yeah, he's just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
that was my only plan.
Yeah, that was it. That was all I had. There was no plan B. The monster sends 2 tentacles to stab Bill and infect him. One is lodged in his abdomen, but Bill attaches the other 2 to a small propane tank. Filling Grant with gas, and Starla shoots the monster, causing it to explode, whereupon all the infected die. The 3 survivors walk away to find a hospital for Bill. In a post-credit scene, a cat approaches to feed off Grant's remains and is infected. The end.
It's funny because, like, that scene where, like, he pulls out that thing and she's like, you gotta have both them thingies in to get all woomy. He's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then he presses on it and it looks like fucking jizz coming out.
That's exactly what I think of every time I see it.
Yeah, he presses on it and he's like, well, that's good to know. And it's like all this jizz coming out.
I'm thinking like, that's infected. That's gonna be infected. Yeah, that's gross.
She didn't die by the couch. That threw me off. I was expecting her to die. Like when
that hurt for sure, but I don't think it. Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna get killed, but like it hurt for sure. Yeah. So like one of the first notes I took was like next time I go to do karaoke, I want to see a lady doing karaoke like she was, like hands as tight as possible around the mic, and like. I know all there's to know about the crowd. Like, am I wrong? I want to see that in person.
I do too.
That was hilarious.
I'm in agreement with this. I agree.
I laughed so hard watching that lady. Yeah. Just like she's just
if I go to a bar, if I walk into a bar, there's like 4 people in there, and then one lady on stage singing like that. I'm like, oh, this is our bar. Yeah. This is totally our bar.
Her knuckles were almost white holding that mic, and she's her deadpan. Like
that's the bar. You're like, you call all your friends, like, hey, meet me at this place.
Word Owls. Get here quick.
Get here fast.
I'd walk in and
best
be like,
Tuesday ever.
You called me down here for this?
Yeah.
Now, if you guys were like egging her on, you go, girl. Like,
I would. I'd be like, dude,
do another.
We love you. I'd be pulling out $1 bills. Yes, more, please.
More, please. Have all my money.
Dude, that was the best thing.
You're gonna be a TikTok sensation.
Oh my god, that was the best thing.
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty awesome. So, man, I don't even know, man. I don't even know where to start with this fucking movie. So there's a lot of parts in this movie that's like, they're Easter eggs for other movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is one of the first things, like, because I remember whenever James Gunn did this, I was obsessed with this movie whenever it came out, because it was just one of those movies, like, there's a lot of nods, and like, and I was like hardcore into horror movies at the time. And then, like,
well, we can go through the nods if you'd like. I put them in here.
Yeah, let's hear some of the nods, like, because I think that it's a big.
This one was a big for me because, like, I noticed this just because I'm a huge fan of like The Thing
Yeah.
and things like that. But in the opening scene, as they pan down the street, you can see R.J. McCready's funeral home. R.J. McCready was Kurt Russell's character in The Thing.
Yep.
Jack McCready, the mayor of Willsey, is named after Kurt Russell's characters Jack Burton and R.J. McCready from John Carpenter's films Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing. The scene of Kylie getting attacked by a slug in the bathtub is a reference to a key scene in Dave Cronenberg's 1975 horror Shivers, a film about humans being taken over by parasite alien worms. Director James Gunn is on record as saying Shivers was a major influence on this movie. It is also a nod to A Nightmare on Elm Street, when Freddy's bladed glove emerges between the legs of his sleeping Nancy while she's taking a bath. The name of the high school...
It was like almost like... Some of it was almost seen for... Like that part where it's showing her face, like you're at the...
Yeah, at the
eye view.
Yep.
Yeah, the eye view of the water.
Mhm.
Like that was very much Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The name of the high school is Earl Bassett High, after a character in Tremors, which would be what, Ward's his last name.
Ward?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Oh, Fred
The one
Ward.
that's, yeah,
Fred
Fred
Ward.
Ward, thank you. Dangled above the street.
He passed away, didn't he? He just recently passed away, or...
I think so. Yeah, I looked at it.
I don't remember.
Dangled above the street at the beginning of the film and on stage later at the Deer Cheer celebration, you can see a Hen Lauder's Saddle Lodge Presents Deer Cheer sign, a reference to cult horror writer and director Frank Henenlotter, famed director of Basket Case and Brain
He
Damage.
died in 2022.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. 2 shout-outs to Predator. When the slimy alien is about to shoot the parasite at Grant, it emits the same clicking noise the Yautja makes.
Is that what they call him?
It says Yautja, Yautja.
I didn't know they had a name for the
Neither did
Predator.
I. That's what it says.
That's so weird.
When
I'm
parties
gonna have
grew...
to look that up. I didn't know that.
Now, I did hear this, and I mentioned it to Jeremiah, but I don't know if anybody you've noticed, but when parties group gears up at the police station, the score of the film becomes suspiciously similar to Alan Silvestri's iconic theme, Predator. When they're getting the guns and stuff like that. It sounded just like it.
Let me think. I think you're right. I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah, it sounded just like
It's
it.
got that it's from the original, from the first Predator.
Mhm.
That,
Yeah, the first. Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to the
That is
Blob.
but that's like one of the best. Like, it's an iconic score, too.
Oh, it is.
People don't realize it, but whenever you hear it, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
Whenever I heard that before.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always like,
It was
Predator.
it was playing, and we were sitting there like, you getting Predator vibes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to the Blob. Alien menace arrives through a meteorite and starts its evasion in a small town. And the last one I have is the scene where Grant and Brenda find the alien egg in the forest, and then it opens up and shoots out its projectile tendrils into Grant is a nod to the John Hurt facehugger scene in Alien. That's the major ones, anyway.
I laughed at how when she first got inseminated by all the eggs, like she's just like flailing around on the couch.
Yeah.
The way she was flailing, she's like,
Like she was laying on the couch listening to a really good pop song.
yeah, like she's trying to get down.
Yeah. Hit me, baby, one more time.
She had a rave in her own head.
Yeah.
But she was doing shit.
Like she was listening to some like mumble rap or some shit.
James Gunn did break the golden rule, though.
What?
The dog never dies.
Yep.
There
were a lot of dead dogs in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of
Imagine
dead dogs.
how bad
Yeah.
that basement stunk.
Oh,
I don't know how the hell you didn't smell it anyway.
I didn't understand that though, because like, okay, her basement smells like death, right? But she walks down into it dark and waits till she gets to the bottom to turn on the light. Like she had
there was a light switch at the top of the stairs. Yeah,
like she starts to walk down. I'm like, turn on the light.
That's something I'm like, she's gonna turn on that light, right? No, she just walks down there. I'm like, why wouldn't you turn on the light? Like,
yeah, and you know it stank. Like you know she could smell it at the top of the steps. Like, why wouldn't you turn on the fucking light?
Yeah,
at the top of the steps.
If you would have like had the doors sealed and like there's no way for the smell to get up to the house, as soon as you would open that door, this smell would fucking hit you.
Well, she went like this.
Brick house.
Yeah,
she's
she
like,
went like this.
I'm like, Like, there's a bunch of dead animals.
As soon as I open that door,
and if you smell that, like, why wouldn't you just call the cops right away?
Yeah. Yeah, you know it's something's decomposing down there.
Yeah, and for Grant and that one chick, the best practice when you find like an egg in the woods is just to go the
Don't
other
fuck
direction.
with it. Yeah,
Walk
why
away.
would you walk near that thing?
Mm-mm. I see something
I
like
would
that.
be
I'm
like,
not gonna be
ooh,
like,
what's
"Oh,
that? Let's poke it with a
that?"
stick.
Let me just
Put my face right up
No.
on it. Like, no, I'd be like, we need to get away from that. I don't know what that is.
Mm-mm.
I
Not
think it
touching
looks sketchy as fuck.
You know, honestly, that parasite would have been better off by sticking an animal more than a human, because then it could have just ran wild in the woods for the longest time.
I think the reason why a human would be a better option is because it has a larger brain capacity. So like, they're smarter. Humans are smarter. They're not so animalistic, so they can think and feel, and you know what I mean. Like, whereas like, and their resources are better. So like, if you took over a deer, what's it gonna do? If it takes over,
It
a
might
deer,
be limited by the brain capacity.
it's going
of
to be
the
very
deer.
not only by but also
even if it's
it might leap everywhere.
but also by its resources. So
Yeah.
like a human, I mean, it doesn't know that obviously, but like
right.
a deer, what can it do? It's
It
gonna
would have infected
yeah.
whatever came along, but it just so happened that it was a human.
but in this case, it's the best option.
Sure,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It got very lucky.
wait, what was that deer disease that we having not too long ago?
Oh, it was like zombie deer, whatever the
Yeah.
hell it was.
Oh shit!
They call it zombie deer.
Yeah, it was a nickname for it, but essentially it was like a virus that deer were getting, and there was like a whole thing
If
about
you
like
ate the
don't eat
deer-
deer, and don't eat deer meat and all this stuff because like it was like the
Infected.
yeah it was infected. They
They don't
weren't
call that shit zombie deer, dude.
they
like,
weren't dead, but like they were it was like it was I don't know. I can't remember. They were just
They
calling
were
it
not
zombie
acting
deer.
right.
Yeah, they
I
weren't.
could have
acting
went
right.
a
It
whole
was-
lifetime without you guys telling me about that.
I'm sorry.
You're
It was a
welcome.
few
I don't hear
years
nothing
ago.
about no zombie deer.
It was
dude.
a few years
Yeah,
ago.
it
You
was
didn't
a
hear
few
about
years
it?
ago.
No, I don't remember.
It was a huge
It was a-
thing.
Well, it kind of pops up every deer season.
I remember
Oh, does
swine
it?
flu. I remember that shit.
Well, that's why I don't eat deer anyway.
yeah.
Well, you can tell like if it's been affected. The meat shows if it's been affected by it. Like has like some sort of like green shit to
Ugh.
it.
green,
Why would
green
anybody eat-
zombies, deer.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, you
Look
can
it
see
up.
it on them too. Like, yeah, look it up. It's,
I'm not
It's-
saying you guys are
it's a-
wrong. I'm
it's
just
a
saying
real
why
thing.
though. Why they call it zombie deer?
it's something to do with the way they act.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
they weren't acting like a deer. They were
Like a
I mean,
deer?
they were acting really.
They
fucking
weren't
strange.
frolicking. They were like, yeah.
I'll eat your brains.
They were like hitting their heads against shit and
fucking
like,
zombie
yeah.
Bambi over here. You know?
When she did find
You want some
the
deer
dead,
jerky?
yeah, it was a deer jerky.
Not at the moment.
When she did find all those dead things and stuff in the basement, like, and she runs upstairs and the first thing she does is grab the phone. I was a little annoyed by that. Like, if I go downstairs and I find things like that in my basement, and it's like the 2006, and like I don't have a cell phone or whatever, and I'm expecting my husband home, I'm gonna go to my neighbor's house or something. Like, I'm not gonna.
But I think in this case, she was trying to get the police there as quick as possible.
I guess I'm
The
not
the
gonna
thing
do it in
about
my
this
house.
is
I
whenever
wouldn't
they're
feel
outside,
safe there.
whenever they're outside, you can obviously tell that they live in a neighborhood. It's not like they live out in the country.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I
So-
wouldn't feel safe there. I wouldn't feel safe in that house because
Right.
I shared it with
I
him.
would
Like
leave.
he has
Right.
just as much right to that house as I do. I'm not safe there.
But then
I'm going
again, if she
someplace-
would have went outside, he would have caught up to her anyway. So
Yeah,
'Cause it was like as
but
soon as
I guess
she-
like I'm saying like in this case, she was more in danger inside the house, and
Then-
she didn't
yeah.
know that she was in just as much danger going outside. You know what I'm saying?
right.
She was in more danger in the house, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. And then the relationship between Starling and Grant, it seemed like in the beginning they were like trying to set it up like she married him for his money. But she genuinely loved
Yeah,
him.
it seemed like she did. Like that was the thing too. Is like everybody made it seem like she's gonna be like, but I think they had to humanize her character too, because if they would have made her seem like a like this money,
It just seemed
you
weird.
know-
Like, why throw that in there? Why put that as
because
a...
I think that's how they all saw her. But at the same time, I
She-
get why they see
You know
that.
what? That's a good
seems-
point. That's
but-
a really good point.
She
So-
seems like the type of woman that would just about do anything for someone to settle down with her.
Well, she seemed like a woman who was like, I think, because
Didn't
what
wanna
it
be
seemed like
alone.
was she was falling. You know what I mean?
And
Like
Grant-
you could tell, like she didn't care that much. But then it was like she felt bad for turning him down, and then I think that revitalized their relationship and the way he was acting at first there, and I think that she was like, oh man, this is great. This is I am married to this man. I did take these vows, and and I need to keep him happy because it was just it's a classic wife trope is all it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It just seemed like she genuinely loved him.
That's what it seemed like.
And
yeah, she cared about him. She didn't want anything to happen.
I guess the first time I watched it, and again I was kind of struck by it. It was like they set her up like this money hungry bitch or whatever, and then like I'm watching it, and I'm like, but she isn't. She genuinely loves him. Like I don't get this.
Yeah, and they could have just as easily wrote her as like one of those.
Yeah.
Type of like money
but
hungry.
I don't think that I don't think anybody would have bought into Elizabeth Banks like that at all.
Well, not only that, but also that kind of character wouldn't be very, I wouldn't say believable, but like that kind of character you couldn't get behind or like they wanted her to be more likable.
Yeah, and I don't think that the movie would have worked as well.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
like I said, I just from what I got from her character at the beginning, it was like she was just the type of woman that the first person to give her attention was like the person she was going to end up being with. You know what I mean?
Well, in that town,
like Grant seemed like the guy that would be
in that town. He really was probably the best option for her.
Yeah,
I mean, because obviously sheriff dude wasn't gonna make a move. So
yeah, what's up, Nate?
Yeah.
Get on it.
And this part, I love this part. So the part when they're in the field and she's trying to get like Grant to go back with them. And like so he starts to like leave or whatever, and he like pulls the tentacle up and he like flips it and like cuts that dude in half. That was amazing.
Oh, that shit was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
well, he was was alive just long enough to go, oh, I'm fucking dead.
Oh shit.
Because he just like split in half. That was baller.
That was pretty sweet.
That was baller.
Yeah. I liked that it was not all the way in half. It was like partially in half.
Yeah, just the back.
He like
part.
turned him into a giant walking vagina.
Yeah.
It's like a taco.
Yeah, taco.
yeah.
Or like how you like sometimes you cut your hot dog down the center to get the inside cooked too. Yeah, that's what he looked like.
I was really surprised too when the worms showed up, like when she split apart or whatever, and like the worms showed up and there was like thousands of them. And they were all inside the barn or whatever, and then they cleared out, and then you see the mayor show up, and he's fine. I'm like, how does a loudmouth motherfucker like that keep his mouth shut long enough to not
get mine? I like what he said. They tried to get in my mouth. What kind of animal wants you to eat it?
Yeah, but I was just thinking, how does a loudmouth fucker like that keep his mouth shut long enough for one of those not to get in there?
What kills me is like, is the mouth the only entrance?
That's what I was thinking. Is like, no, but they didn't try the rectum.
They didn't try the rectum. And like a woman, she's got 3 holes to go into. It's like
that's what I was thinking. Like the girl in the tub.
Maybe they can't get through clothes.
Well, the girl in the tub.
Yeah,
she was naked.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they could have chose any hole they wanted.
Maybe James Gunn wasn't ready to go there yet.
Yeah, like that's a little.
he's not Cronenbergian enough yet.
That's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah,
like, you're getting into like X-rated territory here.
Yeah. So like. How come in movies like this, it always kills me, especially they were showing that farmhouse and all these windows and stuff are open. Nobody has screens in movies.
That's true.
The windows are just open.
Why would you have screens?
And it's South Carolina. They got a lot of bugs.
And mosquitoes and shit. Like, No, I got screens all over my fucking house.
Yeah, same here.
I don't open my windows. I don't open my window unless there's a screen in it. Nope. And then, like, one of my favorite parts was the 2 little girls after they get infected.
Yeah.
And they were talking about whatever, and they walk up, and he's like, he doesn't know they're infected or whatever, and they're like, we're itchy.
Oh, yeah. Like poison ivy out back, maybe?
Yeah, poison ivy.
We're itchy.
Yeah, we're itchy. That was hilarious. I couldn't remember what they said it was, and they just, we're itchy.
Yeah. Or the part where they're like at the truck with whenever the girl's in the truck and she's like, and she says something and it was very, very Night of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the little girl had said it, like,
just come out and play.
Yeah, she's like, she says something and it very much reminds me of they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah,
like it kind of reminded me of that, which I'm sure that's what he was going for.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
If you get any vibe in this movie,
likely,
it's probably from whatever you're getting the vibe from.
This is like, I think this was like one of James Gunn's first movies that he directed. I'm almost sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
And so, because this really put him on my radar back in 2006. And because I was like really, really into hardcore into horror movies. And back then, that was whenever you were starting to get really stale with
Yeah.
horror movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the best 2 movies that had come out that year was probably this and The Descent.
Yes,
And those were
Descent was
like 2
really
movies
good.
that were like, I was like, dude.
Dude, do we have that in the box?
I think we do. I'm not sure.
We should.
But like those movies, those are 2 movies like back in 06 that I was like, man,
You don't
these
want
are
to watch that again?
The Descent. Oh man, it's so good though.
I love The Descent, but I understand.
Right, it's very claustrophobic.
That's probably where like a huge part of my claustrophobia comes from, is watching that fucking movie. Or maybe I didn't realize I had it until I watched that movie, because I'm watching that movie going, no.
There's some areas I'm like, I don't think I would do that. Like you gotta be very, I don't know. That's like being like, I don't know.
It's not in the box.
My claustrophobia is up there with the same thing as like my paranormal shit. Like,
yeah. Anyway, you guys done with you guys?
Yeah, I got all my notes.
Okay, you guys want to get into rating this motherfucker?
Let's do it.
Let's go, this bitch. Okay, so Madison did message me back, so we're gonna go ahead and give her a call.
Okay.
She did watch the movie last night, so
Good on her.
stretch it out. Getting ready to blow shit up today. All right, let's get Madison
For America.
a call. For America, and for my entertainment. Pick up your goddamn. Oh. What are you doing?
Well, I was waiting for you to call, so.
Cool. You got your review?
Yeah, I got my review.
What were you reading?
It's in my head. What?
What were you reading?
A book?
No, well, no shit, a book.
It was a Goosebumps book.
A Goosebumps. That's funny that she's reading a Goosebumps book, because the little girl in the movie
Both
was
of
reading
them.
a.
Both of them
Yeah,
were.
they were reading Goosebumps books. That's funny.
I
All
found it
right.
in the closet.
Huh?
I found it in the closet.
You found it in the closet. Maybe put that book back. That sounds a little sketchy. Nothing. It's just a. Anyway, you got your review.
That's how most Goosebumps books start.
Yeah. They find it in like a dark closet or something. This was in Mom's stuff. Whenever she was a child, or in the attic.
It was in Ada's closet. It was my old Goosebumps book.
Oh. Well, that's
I
less
used to
fun.
have a bunch of them.
Oh. All right. Well, anyway, you got your review for this movie?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's hear it.
I actually really like this movie.
You know, how about you speak up a little bit?
I said I actually really like this movie, which is weird. I don't know why it's weird. It was a horror comedy. I like horror comedies. I think they're funny. Like Scary Movie. I like Scary Movie too.
What was your favorite quote in the movie?
My favorite quote?
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's a very quotable movie. I didn't know that was a quote.
You didn't hear that one?
It is now.
Some words of text.
You don't? Do you not remember any of the quotes?
Not really.
We're itchy.
We're itchy. All right, well, give us a rundown here.
Well, I liked the comedy in it, and I think it was placed right, I guess. Like, there was a horror aspect to it, but it made me want to laugh all the time. I don't know why. I was in a very laughable mood last night, which helped a lot.
She had more of those lifesavers.
Did you eat some of them lifesavers?
I had a lot of those lifesavers.
Oh, that's why she was laughing.
Dude, and the big monster thing, I don't even know what to call it. Like,
Grant.
yeah,
Grant.
the goop.
Yeah.
Ada looked over my shoulder. She said, "Is that a penis?" I was like, "What? No."
Gross. That's the ugliest penis ever.
I was gonna say.
I started dying. But I definitely rate this movie like a 7.5 or an 8. I don't even know, because I don't want to rate it an 8 because I feel like that's too high. But I don't want to rate it a 7.5 because I feel like it's too low.
7.75.
Do we do that?
Sure.
No,
yeah.
we don't do that. But one or the other, 7, 5, or 8.
I'll just give it an 8.
Okay, 8 it
Yeah.
is.
I really like that movie though.
It's a really good movie. All right, well, you having fun then?
Yeah,
You guys gonna blow shit up later?
probably not. I
What?
don't know what we're doing.
Well,
But
we're gonna blow shit up later.
nobody's even awake. I think Ethan's awake. And Mom's awake, but I think she's waiting for everybody else to be awake.
Oh. All right, well, we'll let you go.
Alright,
All right, we love you.
Have fun.
love you.
Have fun. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
All right, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Madison gave her an 8.
Sure
Eric,
did.
what do you give it, man?
I like some of the comic points in it. Dialogue was okay. I liked some of the dialogue in it. Some of the acting, like Starlet, for me, when it first started off, Starlet just did not hit like her acting. It was just threw me off at the beginning. Just she was just very, how will I put it? Just a wore down kind of submissive kind of person.
And,
Just kinda-
yeah, that's what she was. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, just something about it was
Exactly
just
what she
throwing me
was.
off.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
get it. Like her acting might have been, I wouldn't say stale,
Yeah,
but like she was just kind of like
felt
a stale,
stale.
I
kind
think
of a
she
stale
came
person.
into her own later,
Yeah.
Later
as
in the
things,
movie,
you
yeah.
know. But I think that at the beginning she was very much just Grant's wife.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all she was.
hmm
I think that part where she stuck that thing through that dude's neck or whatever was like the beginning of her, like whatever he's like, bitch is hardcore. Like I think that was her,
Branching
really
out.
coming out of her shell there. Or it was
I
like,
I think
or
that
you're
was.
like,
I think that was kind of the point. Is you're supposed to see her reemerge or
it was like
come
a
out of
rebirth of
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Like of
I
her
think that's
character.
you're supposed to. hmm
I gave it, I'm going to say a 7. I gave it a 7.
Okay, a 7.
It's more than I thought I'd give it, but it's a solid 7 for me.
Okay.
Karen,
So, for me, the thing about this movie that I love is, first of all the nods. I think that if you do that right, you're doing a really good job.
I think that whenever they give shout outs like that, that's somebody who respects the genre.
Yeah, and that's what I say is
So-
like I think it's an endearing quality
Mhm.
in a director to take what another movie maker has done and say like I really like what
I
you
really
did,
like what you did.
so I'm gonna put it in my movie
I'm going to give
in
you
a
a little shout
respectful
out.
way.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a shout out.
Yeah, I really like when another filmmaker does that
Yeah.
for another filmmaker, and then and especially when they don't copy it. You know,
Yeah.
they just say, "Hey, I like what you did."
They give him a little nod.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I love
Like,
it.
You know,
I love that.
like putting the Jack McCready stuff in
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
you know
Love
what I mean?
that.
The thing
And-
references.
and not in your face either.
exactly.
You know, like
those
the
are subtle,
the whole
the
the
subtle
whole
little things that you're like, oh, look at that. you
yeah,
know?
like if you blink and miss it,
Yeah.
you know, like the R.J. McCready funeral home thing.
Yeah.
I didn't see that the first time. This time I was like, did that say R.J. McCready?
Yeah.
Like, did
Yeah.
I miss that? Yeah. And then the comedic timing in this movie is perfect.
Oh,
And
for
my
sure.
the lines, the way they're delivered, and the blink if you miss it stuff, I love that because it means that the movie is highly rewatchable. You can watch this movie over and over again, as long as you're not watching it every day or anything. But like you can watch it a few times and every time it's going to be enjoyable. So the rewatchability is a good factor. The fact that Grant can be this gross thing, and gross me out because I don't get grossed out. There's like these things that happen in this movie that you're kind of like, ugh, gross, and I don't get grossed out about it like anything, and that's a thing for me, I think too. And of course Nathan Fillion's amazing. Yeah, and one thing I kind of hate is when you see people like James Gunn. Now he's known for like his his action movies and stuff, and I kind of hate that, kind of like the guy
he
that
was
did
a great director before.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, James Gunn this, James Gunn that." It's like, he did like Slither,
He did
right?
Slither,
Yeah.
he did Super, he did
Yeah.
Brightburn.
Yeah, Brightburn, yeah.
So like he was a great director before Guardians
Mhm.
and all that.
Yeah. Or like the guy that did Lord of the Rings, people are like, "Oh, yeah,
Peter Jackson,
Peter
yeah.
Jackson." They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, Peter Jackson did Lord of the Rings." It's like, he did other things before
Yeah, he
that.
did
People
Dead
just
Alive.
know-
Dead Alive, and he also did another zombie movie from
I kick ass for the Lord. That's like my favorite.
yeah,
line
for
ever.
I think it was from New Zealand actually. And
Yeah, and most of the and then wait, did he do? He didn't do Housebound, did he?
I think he did a movie called Undead,
maybe.
and it was like where aliens came down and saved the day. It was such a
Maybe.
weird ending, but I was like, but it was still a cool movie, or like
Yeah.
it was weird.
Yeah, there's
Anyway.
I just hate it when people are always like associating it with their big blockbusters
Yeah,
and stuff. It's
yeah.
just it's annoying to
I
me.
get that that's what makes the director famous, but you got to look at their past. Where there's a reason why somebody said, "Hey, let's get this guy to direct this big franchise movie." It's because they've done things in the past that really stand out
Caught
to
the eyes to the big
caught the eyes of
producers.
somebody.
And for me, this is the stuff that makes him an artist,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But
This,
Well, they have
especially
more free
this and
range with
Super.
Yeah.
Like this and Super are like two movies that I'm like, he really, really shines.
God, I
in.
really loved Brightburn though.
And Brightburn, yeah, even
God, I
Brightburn
love-
was kind of
it's a more serious.
Well,
but-
that and his post Guardians, like he did Guardians.
Yeah,
of the
that's
Galaxy
true.
before-
That's
before
true.
Like I
the-
said, I
before
mean,
Brightburn.
in certain aspects, these kind of movies leave the directors with more free range for their artistic abilities.
Yes.
Other than like their name brand movies, your producers kind of come
Yes.
in and say, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing this. Hey, you shouldn't do that."
Yeah.
So
And but like but with Brightburn, dude, it was like one of those movies that like it was still very much. It's not a big. I mean, it was a blockbuster. I guess it was a AAA. It was. I guess you could say it was a big A title. I don't know, man. But like
I don't think a lot of people liked it though, just because it was like
It was a pair. It was essentially a what if Superman wasn't a good guy?
yeah,
Or
and most
what if-
people didn't like that.
Yeah, and
you
I'm
know?
like, dude,
But I
what if
liked
he
that-
wasn't though?
I like that
you
if
know?
you ask that. I like when you ask that question. Though.
Yeah, I like those questions being
Yeah.
asked because this is exactly what would happen. He would rampage through the planet.
And I really liked Elizabeth Banks in that movie too. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
she raised this kid, and then
Mhm.
it's like she had to kind of try to take it out, like
Exactly,
that's
yeah.
rough.
Yeah,
Anyway,
think I've
now we're
seen
getting
that
off
movie
topic.
yet.
So,
you haven't seen Brightburn?
Not
I
yet.
definitely recommend watching. it.
I own it. I'll let
Yeah.
you borrow it. It's amazing.
I recommend it.
Anyway, so I would give it like an 8.5, but I do have to take some points off for the CGI, like because I do think that they could have done better.
Would you give it?
I would have given it like an 8.5,
Oh, okay.
but I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, dang it.
came
Yeah,
out in
I'm gonna go with
2006.
yeah.
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
go. I'm
it
gonna
had
go with
better
Madison. Give it
CGI.
an 8, just because I think that everything else about it was amazing. There's just the CGI. I think
I guess
could have
there
been
is
better.
no excuse for poor CGI, but I don't know if it was a budgetary problem.
I think
or-
it probably
been.
was, and I'm sure that there's good reason for it. But like, it's a solid movie otherwise.
right.
So yeah,
I think-
I'll give it an 8.
I
It's
think
kind of like Blade.
Yeah.
CGI killed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, there's a lot of things to love. I've loved this movie since the day it came out. I've seen it quite a few times, and I think watching it this time, even still, I'm like, this movie's amazing. I love all the lines. I love all the acting. I love everybody in the movie. Even like Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion, and Elizabeth Banks, they all fucking kill it. I'm not going to be too hard on it for the CG because, like I said, it could be a budgetary thing. I'm not really sure, but because also the practical effects really make up for it. in
That's
my
true.
opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like Michael Rooker's like makeup and everything like that, like his teeth and all that, it looks so good, man. I can't ding it. I'm not going to ding it for the CG just because the practical effects
Could you
look so
imagine
good.
how hot it would have been in being
Oh,
like in that
and I
suit
think-
with him, like in that living room area?
I'm pretty
like,
sure that like they said that like he was pretty miserable in the thing, but he was like he was a champ.
Oh, I'm sure he
So,
was.
I'm
He's a
pretty sure
fucking
that's what I've heard.
professional.
Yeah, Michael Rooker's a professional in general. He's just a good actor.
How
He's,
big of that suit that could have been? They could have put an air conditioner in there.
yeah, no shit, just something to blow some air up in there
Fuck
for
yeah.
him. But for me, I think like with the one-liners, it's funny. Like you're right, the comedy lands, dude. Like
Mhm.
it's so well timed. just all the nods, everything. I've loved this movie since day one. I'm definitely going to give it. It's got to have an 8.5 for me. So it would be a 9 if like it's almost a 9 for me. And I'm like no, because this is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this fucking movie, and I've always loved it. And this is one of those things that made me love Nathan Fillion more. So
Yeah.
like I've always loved him since this movie.
He's always been a great actor and everything.
Yeah,
I've seen
he's
him.
always been like he's always had that great comedic timing.
Yeah.
And he's just a funny dude. And I hear he's a big tender sweetheart too.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the thing that I loved about this movie is that everybody's comedic timing is perfect.
And even
Not just
after
him,
all
it's like
these years,
everybody.
him and James Gunn still have a great friendship.
Mhm.
It's almost like kind of how Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are still friends to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that kind of relationship. Like
Yeah.
So
So that brings the aggregate to 7.9.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yep.
You know? Anyway, let's get into some Rotten Tomatoes stuff, huh?
Do it.
Rotten Tomatoes. Oh man, still trying to wake up.
Critics,
Like, when am I gonna wake up? Like,
critics, I'm giving it 75.
Critics. No, I don't think they liked it. I'm gonna go 58.
you don't think they liked it?
Mm-mm. Critics are assholes.
They can be, but this is James Gunn. Just saying.
It's early James Gunn.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, 62.
62. What'd you say?
75.
Eric's gonna take it.
Oh,
87%.
really?
Certified fresh.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
92 for audience.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna say 87.
92.
Karen's gonna take this one. Actually, 63%.
Oh.
The audience are
Audience didn't
assholes.
like it as much.
The audience sucks.
Well, it's. I mean, you know.
well,
to
they know James
each
Gunn
their
for
own,
his. No, the audience knows him for the.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what a lot of people are going to go, oh, James Gunn, let's watch it. And then they're going to be like, oh,
what
this
is this?
isn't. Yeah, this is
isn't
bullshit.
James Gunn. This isn't Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Critics' consensus: a slimy B movie
Homage.
oozing with affection for low-budget horror films. Slither is creepy and funny if you've got the stomach for it.
So, see, this is one of those things that the critics loved James Gunn, so that's why he got into the Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair
Bam.
point.
So the lady who played, so her name's Brenda James, in real life, but in the movie her name is Brenda also. I've seen her in something before. What is she in?
I
Hold
don't
on a
know.
second.
Look it up.
I'm looking right now. So I'm trying to look at. She's in Masters of Horror,
That's probably it.
Dark Angel, Weird Science, The Show. These are all shows. Facts of Life, maybe a movie. Red Rover, Incredible. No, The Barber. Nice Guys Sleep Alone, Safe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just think I've seen.
I
her
bet
before.
I bet it's Masters of Horror. Do you know how many people I see and I go, like, I know them, but I can't tell where I know them from? It's probably...
She looked like the lady from one of those cop shows, but I guess it's not her.
Oh, you're probably thinking of Marge Helgenberger.
Yeah, the
She
redhead
kind of looks
lady,
like her.
redhead
She
lady,
kind of looks
yeah.
like her, yeah.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to give you guys some poor reviews here from the audience because sometimes they're kind of
Paul Rudd
priceless.
wasn't in this.
Paul Rudd was not in this. He definitely would have fit right in though.
He would have. He should have been Paul Rudd's like cop.
He should have been
His partner.
No, not the mayor. Mayor did a good job.
Could have been his partner. That would have been kind of.
He could have easily played Nathan Fillion's character.
Brother or
Yeah,
something.
well, his character even.
Yeah, he could have.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to replace Nathan.
No.
There's a 1 star. At least the makeup was okay. Watch The Blob and Dead Alive instead, or watch all of them. It doesn't matter. Like,
Right.
1.5 stars. Absolutely waste of time. James Gunn has come a long way from this. Why are you judging him for what he has or has not done?
That's right. There's a Marvel fan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mhm.
That's somebody who watched this movie. Oh, it's James Gunn. And was like, what the hell is this?
So
1
we
star.
like mindless garb. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, right. 1 star. Don't get me wrong. The Guardians movies are great,
I'm
But,
not trying to be a
like,
jerk. I just
especially the first one. But like,
I'm just over it.
I'm over it too. 1 star.
Too
You
much of a
may
good thing.
you may need to put your brain out to watch this movie. This is worst illogical biggest failure of creature attacking movie. What the fuck? Do you know?
Do you not know English?
Yeah. They labeled
Why
this
say
movie
many word
as,
when one word do trick?
They labeled this movie as horror sci-fi. Have they ever seen a horror movie? This movie is worse than getting kicked on ball. Kicked on ball. That's what it says. Kicked on ball.
That's an Asian guy.
It sounds like an Asian name. Kicked on ball. So I gave 2 stars.
Good luck, everybody.
Or wait, it says I gave 2 stars only for graphics and special effects. Do not waste your time, or do not waste your data and time.
Data.
And you didn't give it 2 stars. You gave it 1, dickhead.
Maybe you thought about it right before you hit the
No, maybe only 1 star. But you already typed it. Yeah, but I don't feel like erasing it.
Jesus.
This one just
Would
is a
have
half
gone
star.
too
It says
far.
stupid and disgusting.
The disgusting part, he's
No, that's
on
pretty
But I like what this
disgusting,
guy
but I don't
said.
mind
This
it.
guy gave it 5
Ooh.
stars and said one of the greatest horror comedies of all time. See, just be a fan, man. 1 star. I know you are not supposed to take this seriously, but I can't help calling this a piece of shit. Why though?
Yeah. You can't just do that. You have to give a reason.
2 stars. Barely a 2. Too stupid for a real horror movie. If you're going for campy, hire some decent joke gag writers.
I think
Okay.
they were going for campy too much.
A little bit.
A little
There's
bit.
a little
because
campiness
he's
in there.
doing the B-rated.
Yeah,
homage.
he's definitely yeah. 1 star. I didn't care for this. The humor didn't land. It's just a
Yes, it
very
did.
gross film. The humor was the fucking best part of the whole movie. Half star. Horrible, disgusting movie. Why would anyone think that this is worth seeing? I think it's worth seeing. I've seen it several times.
I need to watch it more.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it more just to piss you off.
I watched it again.
Here's
And
a half
again.
star, and he actually seems like he wrote a little bit here. Half star. I don't know how to say this. This doesn't happen often. I'm actually very, very, very rarely disgusted by anything. This movie just makes me feel sick, literally. I'm glad. Well, that's the point. Believe me, I love The Walking Dead. This has... Okay.
So it's supposed to be about a Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing, though, about people eating till they burst and worms coming out of them just made me want to vomit. Aside from that, I guess it's okay. Just that fact, which is really central to the movie, just ruined it for me. For one, that is the fucking point of this movie. It is supposed to be gross. And for 2, you said, aside from that, I guess it's okay. But you still only gave it a half a star. An okay would say 2.5 stars.
So you knocked it for one scene in the movie. You knocked it a whole.
Well, I'm
fucking-
saying like you're missing the whole point of this movie. Like you're saying it literally made you sick. That's what they're going for. They want you to throw up. Like if we can make people throw up, we've succeeded
Mhm.
because we want this to be gross.
It hit your feel some point.
Yeah, if I threw up during a movie, I would be like, dude, that movie, don't watch it unless you want to get sick. And you know what I mean? Like, but if it can do that for me, then why wouldn't I be like,
if it can affect your emotions,
Yeah.
from a film, they're obviously doing something right.
if a film is going for something and they succeed at it, I'm gonna give them a good rating. Like, yeah, you did what you were trying to do.
One of the biggest reasons that I always tell people that they should watch the show that Mike Flanagan did, the Haunting of Hill House. Why I tell people they should watch that show is because it's the only movie, the only TV show in my life that has ever made me jump. One time, but it still did it. It succeeded. The only thing that's ever made me jump.
Here's a 1 star. I'm sorry this movie was disgusting. Couldn't finish it. Funny though. That's the point.
If you couldn't finish it,
okay, so this one,
If you can't
I like
finish a
I like
movie-
what this person said.
if you can't finish a movie, you shouldn't review it.
I agree with that. Yeah.
exactly.
So this one's a 3 stars. Gooey horror goodness. I like that answer.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a good
Literally
answer.
What the movie
like,
was.
yeah, gooey horror goodness. I'll find one more and we'll call her there. Maybe.
Because if people ask me about a movie I couldn't finish, the only thing I would say is I couldn't finish
I couldn't
it.
finish it.
I couldn't tell
Sorry.
you.
God damn it! Where'd all
Got
the?
to a point
The only thing I
turned
could
it
say
off.
is I didn't like it. I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, that's all you could say about it.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't finish the movie. Okay, here's 1 star. Comedy? Question mark. Fucking hell no. Rotten B movie? Question mark. Yes.
Somebody doesn't like the Blob
Right.
or Attack
Anyway.
of the Killer Tomatoes.
That's all I'm gonna do for those. Let's see here. What are we doing next week, Karen?
Well, we didn't do trivia yet.
Fuck, it's trivia. Yeah, hey. Joey,
We just
get-
did the
get
nods.
Trivia.
We don't have much.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Rob Zombie was the voice of Dr. Carl talking to Starla on the phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Philly,
I think I might have knew that.
well, you could tell it was him.
No, I mean,
It
I think I
sounded
might have
like
knew
him.
that by. I think I knew that.
Oh, you
was
knew
him.
that before. Okay.
Yeah.
Philion recalled Gunn telling him that we are making a funny movie, but we're not making a comedy. From that point forward, Philion better understood the tonal balance he needed to aim for. Grant is established as wealthy and worried about other men showing active interest in his beautiful wife, and he has his controlling side that is definitely inching towards the wrong side of turning ugly. But when given the chance to sleep with Brenda, he refuses her advances. James Gunn revealed that Grant died as soon as he was infected, but the resulting entity retained much of his personality, including his genuine love for Starla.
Yep. And I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunn absolutely hated the scene where the silly Muppet deer attacks Bill. I actually liked that part. I laughed really hard.
It was so dumb.
It was so bad too. Like
It was
the bill
very
was
bad.
definitely the deer was definitely fake,
Yeah.
but it was just so funny. Like it cracked me up. I
It was a
don't know.
good B moment. You know what I mean? And I think that's if they were going for that, it landed.
Yeah,
So-
and I guess that's the vibe I got was that's
Yeah.
what they were going for.
That's why I was like that. Like this has to be just like a nod to like just B movies in general.
So I guess I think maybe that's what they weren't going for. So that's why he hated it so much. I got that's what they were going for.
I did too.
So
Like,
that's why, like,
I loved it. For
you know
that
what it reminded
reason.
me of?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that jackalope thing that they used to have on America's Funniest Videos. It looked kind of like how fake that looked.
Yeah, it just looked like it wasn't even like functioning. It was just like this like. I don't know.
It was like somebody had the legs and they were
Yeah,
just
it was
going like this.
going like this with it. And it was just like, and it fell over. It was just like,
And he's like this. Anyway, he also was not a fan of the scene where the worms cover Starla and Bill. I think the worms looked really bad. Philion had wanted to work with Gunn since seeing the Dawn of the Dead remake. Oh, we forgot about that one. Yeah, I love that remake, which Gunn had written. He actually auditioned
Gunn
for the...
wrote that.
Yeah.
The one that Zack Snyder did.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
It
is
is.
that
I
in the
lo-
box?
What's that?
Is that in the box?
I don't know. I'll look when we get
Because
done.
that is a good fucking movie.
I
That's
love that.
probably one of the best remakes I've ever seen.
That is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Like my favorite zombie movie is Day of the Dead, but that is a close second. I really love that.
I'm not a
remake.
huge I don't mind Day of the Dead, but it's definitely not one of my favorites.
Oh, I love it. It's the best.
It's-
death
it's
scene
got
in
the
the world. And
best-
I'm not talking about the Colonel guy.
Oh.
I'm talking about the dude that falls onto that pallet, falls onto the pallet, and then they like grab his neck and his head, and they start pulling, and his head comes apart.
I thought that was.
That's not the Colonel.
Oh no, the Colonel got ripped in half.
Yeah. No, they pull his head off. And the best part about that scene is they're pulling his head off. And as they're pulling, you can hear his voice box because he's screaming the whole time.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And-
It's so heart wrenching, or not heart wrenching. It's like it's very.
It's done so well because
Yeah.
you can actually hear his voice box coming apart.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best death scene I've ever seen in my life.
George A. Romero went somewhere with that movie.
Yeah.
Like you can't forget, man.
Well, what I love about that movie is the abs. If we ever do it, I'll
Yeah.
talk about it. Anyway.
I think that's one of the if we ever did those movies, it would have to be like.
I think we put those in there.
I
we
think
put,
that
like,
you
the
have to
original
do them in
trilogy or something
succession.
like-
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think we put the trilogy in there, but we'll look. He actually auditioned for the film but was passed over. They said they wanted someone to be more of a young blonde woman, explains Philion for Dawn of the Dead.
Oh,
The postcard
Something more of a young blonde woman.
The post-car crash scene was filmed on a night that was below zero and at the mercy of a Hell's Angels party across the street. One of the bikers got a ticket for crossing a barricade into the production area, and he subsequently became very angry and began setting off fireworks to interrupt filming. Nathan Fillion confirmed that one of the things he really enjoyed about playing Bill was his bewildered and terrified what the fuck is going on reaction to almost everything that happened rather than reacting like a standard action hero would.
That's what I like so much about him.
Yeah, it makes it more believable. Like
yeah, he's more of an average Joe rather than this like, I'm here to save the fucking day. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the guy that's gonna save.
He's more like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't understand any of this.
The whole octopus, like when they kept bringing up the octopus man, like they're making jokes about it. It's like, you guys seen that, right?
The post-credits coda shows a cat getting possessed by the last surviving creature. In an early draft, this was meant to happen to Bill. After the Grant creatures destroyed, Starla sees the resulting wound later, prompting her to shoot Bill to death. Thank God they didn't go with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked that as much.
And that is it. That's all the trivia.
It's not a lot of trivia. Yeah.
No.
All right.
Fairly decent.
Next week, Karen, what are we watching?
What are we watching, Karen?
Hopefully this goes a little better. I'm going to try to do a little closer to me because over there is apparently terrible.
Spaceballs.
Let's hope. The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Fuck.
We put that in there?
Yeah.
What
That's another horror movie, though.
Okay.
You want to put it back?
Here, I'll put it back.
Put it back. Let's find something
I want a
else.
horror. I don't want another horror movie.
We've been on a horror, like...
Yeah, we have. We've done, like, a bunch of horror movies lately.
Spirited Away.
Yes!
I've never seen that.
You've never seen it? It's so good. We're going to love that. Spirited Away. It's nowhere near horror. It's, oh, man, what's that director? Here, hold on a second. I'll look it up.
Is it on anything, Karen, or do I need to borrow it from you?
I don't know.
I think they have them for. I think they actually have Spirited Away and a bunch of his films at Walmart right now for sale.
Oh yeah.
So, let me look up. It's like, man, he's a famous director. Hold on.
It's on Max.
Okay.
A young girl, Chihiro, becomes trapped in a strange new world of spirits when her parents undergo a mysterious transformation.
Let me see.
She must call upon the courage she never knew she had to free her family.
Let me see the picture of it, because that's
Subs.
one of the movies that Kendra likes.
If it's subtitled, you don't want to watch it that way.
Kendra's been wanting me to watch.
If it's,
No, what that means is that it's a sub of Max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not.
So
Like if you have Prime, you can use Prime as your sub to get Max.
I don't remember. This is a Studio Ghibli movie, so that's where like
is it an anime?
It is.
It is.
Okay.
So it's also like if you like Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro. Like Jess loves My Neighbor Totoro. She's got the sticker or whatever, the decal, and she like that's actually, that picture right there is from Spirited Away, the one above your head right there.
Oh, okay.
That's Spirited Away. But if you haven't seen this movie and if you're listening to this podcast, I want her. This is a family friendly, fun movie. Like, it's so good. It's very sweet. The voice acting's amazing. The animation's amazing. It's just a fun, crazy fantasy movie, and it's really good.
This should be interesting because I don't really watch.
Oh, you're
anime.
gonna. I think Karen. I think you're gonna love this.
Oh no, it's
really
fine.
do.
I'm just saying this is gonna be interesting for me. I don't really seek anime out, so
Yeah.
Right, yeah, but this is like, so if you're not an anime fan, this is the type of movie that I would suggest. Like, if you're not into anime, but you're like looking for something to maybe introduce
I've seen
you
anime.
to it.
I watched
Like, this is that kind of movie that
watched a few.
that just about anybody can watch and love. Like, I know Madison's going to be excited for this one because she loves.
She's brought it. I think she was the one that put it in the box.
I made her watch it one time and she absolutely loved it. So
This was one she wanted in the box. I think this was one that she.
yeah, I
she
think
put
it
in.
is. Yeah, I think you're right. So.
And
Next
she'll
week.
be on next week too. So,
And I'm glad we're doing another family movie. I get tired of just doing horror movies, and we've done a lot of horror movies lately.
No,
so.
that's the whole point, is to have a mix. We have a
variety.
mix.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and we don't need to always do like we did the Alien movie. And I'm glad we drew Alien and then Aliens. That's fun. I love that.
I hope we draw the other Alien movies kind of in succession because I haven't seen those in so long. And I don't want to
we could probably work something out.
forget.
Maybe instead of drawing it from the box, we just say, "Hey, let's just go ahead and do that."
Yeah, I don't want to forget. Like, I don't want to lose the
Yeah, you could,
train.
especially since like the first one and the second one are so fresh in our minds.
Yeah.
you guys want to start asking the audience, like when we have people start commenting, you know.
We will eventually, yeah.
If we
Eventually it'll
start
get to
getting
that.
that, we start getting that pretty often. You know, like every week or whatever.
If you guys start interacting with us more and all that, then
we'll start to ask.
We'll start asking, and we'll let you guys. It's at some point. I mean,
we'll be at your
Patreon
mercy
still,
at some point.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next week is Spirited Away, and don't forget to check us out on our Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, like the video, please, because it helps push us a little bit. Also, don't forget to rate us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple, damn it, what's it called? iTunes, that's it. It's iTunes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Apple Podcast.
Oh, Apple Podcast. Yeah.
See, you had me confused, Karen.
Well, but iTunes, like, that's what iTunes is. That.
Yeah.
Why do they have two different ones?
I don't know. They do the same thing with a bunch of shit like that, like even Google and Amazon.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's weird. Whatever. Either way, check us out, rate us, all that good stuff. And comment if you can leave a comment. So until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.